press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to video classes by Siddhaganga, right? See, today we will discuss a special topic of the body fluids and circulation known as coagulation. Coagulation of blood. Coagulation of blood. See, coagulation means clotting. So, means clotting of blood. Coagulation means clotting of blood. See, this is said to be a special property of the blood where get clot only when required. Only when required. So, blood clotting process is a special mechanism where it involves the number of factors to act. The number of factors to act, and they are called clotting factors. They are called blood clotting factors. Blood clotting factors. And factors means what? They are the proteins. Majority of them, they are the proteins that are involved in the blood clotting mechanism. See, when you have got any hurt or any injury, trauma in the body tissues, generally what happens after lapse of some time, generally the bleeding means hemorrhage. Nodi, the term you need to remember, hemorrhage anta karitare. Hemorrhage andre ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ bleeding. The blood bleeding is called hemorrhage, right? And that hemorrhage can be checked or stopped is because of the process known as blood clotting. Why the mechanism is required andre to reduce the excessive loss of blood from the body, right? To reduce the excessive loss. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ in a healthy person, okay, healthy human being, yes or no, about 5 to 5.5 liters of blood will be there, yes or no, 8% of the total body weight. ಸೊ ಇರೋವಂಥ ಬ್ಲಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋವಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ತಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ವೆನೆವರ್ ಎನಿ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಅಕರ್ಡ್, ಎನಿ ಟ್ರಾಮಾ ಅಕರ್ಡ್, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗಾಯ ಆದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬ್ಲೀಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಟ್ by the mechanism. So, this mechanism you need to understand, right? How the blood get clot and what is the basis of this mechanism means. So, purely the number of clotting factors are involved, right? So, these number of clotting factors you need to remember for competitive purpose, right? Competitive examinations you need to remember. And generally what happens, so it is said to be various enzymatic reactions, a cascade of enzymatic reactions or cascade of proteins reaction antanu kuda karitare. And it is not a simple process, and it is a simple and a cascade of proteins involving with the cascade of proteins antanu kuda helthive. And it is said to be a chemical reaction where in the site of means where the injury occurred in the body, right? So first let me tell you what are the clotting factors that are involved in the mechanism, right? See, the clotting factors are denoted by using the Roman letters, right? Roman letters. See, clotting factors, the factors clotting factors, right? So here the factors are denoted factor 1, factor 2 like this, factor 3, factor 4, factor 5 like this, right? Factor 6 is not there, not mentioned in the table as earlier considered as a activated factor of the 5 only. ಈಸ್ ದ 6 ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ 6 ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡಿ 1 2 3 4 5 6 ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ 7, ರೈಟ್ 7 and 8 like this, right? And factor 10, right? Factor 11, factor 12, right? You need to remember, these are the things, these are the factors you need to remember, right? The first factor is known as fibrinogen. So I'll give the names of the factors you need to remember for competitive. This one is only for your NEET exam or AIMS, right? See, the factor 1 is a fibrinogen, right? Fibrinogen. And the factor 2 is the prothrombin. And factor 3 is thromboplastin, right? And factor 4 is represented as calcium ions. See, these factors are very much required, okay, to create a clot or coagulum in the region of injury or injured tissues, right? So this one is calcium ions. And the factor 5 is proaxelerin, and this one is also known as labile. Please note down all these things. Labile factor, right? Labile factor. And the sixth one is procovertin, right? Procovertin. And this one is stable factor. Right? And this one is plasma thromboplastin component. This one is also called PTC, shortly termed as PTC. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, plasma thromboplastin, anti-hemophilic factor. Okay, this one is next 9th one, right? This one is factor 9, so I need to write 8th one. 8th one is anti-hemophilic factor A, right? And this one is the 9th one is factor 9th one is plasma thromboplastin component, PTC, right? PTC. And factor 10 is Sturt factor. And factor 11 is plasma thromboplastin antecedent. PTA anta barkodi. PTA, right? PTA. This one is factor 11. Next factor, you need to write one more, that is factor 12. Ageman, HAGEMAN phosphatase, Ageman's factor, right? Ageman's factor. And factor 13, one more, that is fibrin stabilizing factor, right? Fibrin stabilizing factor. So please note down all these things. These are very much important for your competitive examinations, right? You need to remember all these factors and their names, right? See here, I have given total the number of factors considered 13, right? Total means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total 12 factors are there. But here, the factors named as 13, the 13th factor one is fibrin. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು? 6th one, right? So why the 6th factor is absent andre, just it is an activated form of this proaxelerin, right? So proaxelerin is the 5th one, which get as an activated form ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Activated form 6th. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. The factors are named based on this numbers only, right? So this one, first one is fibrinogen, and second one is plasma protein prothrombin, and the third one thromboplastin, fourth one calcium ions, okay, or you can write Ca+2. Hage fifth one proaxelerin, sixth one is the activated form of proaxelerin, and the seventh one is the provertin and procovertin, COVERITIN, right? And the eighth one is the anti-hemophilic factor A, and the ninth one is the plasma thromboplastin component, that is PTC antanu kuda karitare, and this one is 10th one Sturt factor, and 11th one is the plasma thromboplastin antecedent, PTA. Next 12th Ageman factors, and the 13th fibrin stabilizing factors. So I have given all the factors along with their names. And one more, this anti-hemophilic factor A ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇದು factor 8. So this one you need to remember, even for second year while studying second PUC you will be getting the bleeders disease ಅಂತಾನೆ ಒಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, hemophilia. I think we have heard the name hemophilia, bleeders disease ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, right? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ hemophilia can be categorized into different types, right? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ hemophilia A, hemophilia B, hemophilia C ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ there are 3 categories are there. Hemophilia A is because of the lack of this blood clotting. See, blood clotting factor. The lack of blood clotting factor ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ generally the person is suffering from hemophilia A, right? And see, these are all the factors are synthesized is only because of the gene, and is a gene disorder. Hemophilia is a recessive gene disorder ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, the gene disorder. When a person is having a defective gene, in his body cells ಅಂದಾಗ, so for the synthesis of this anti-hemophilic factor, so generally ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ the person is suffering from bleeders disease ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ anti-hemophilic factor ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಬರುವಂಥ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ is known as hemophilia A ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಥ್ರೋಂಬೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿ ಇದು, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 8, ಓಕೆ, 9th ಒನ್ ಸರಿನಾ, ಇದು ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ, ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಬಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ರಿಮೆಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಥ್ರೋಂಬೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟು ಇದು ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆದಾಗ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಬರುವಂಥ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇದು 11 ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, 11 ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾದರೆ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕೆಟಗರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು 3 ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ದೀಸ್ 3 ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್. ಸೊ ದ 8th ಒನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 9th ಒನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 11th ಒನ್, ನಾಟ್ 10th, ರೈಟ್? 8th ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾದರೆ, 8th ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾದರೆ ಬರೋದು ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಎ. ಸೊ 9th ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾದರೆ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು? ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಬಿ. 11 ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾದರೆ ಬರುವಂಥ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಯಾವುದು? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಸಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ 3 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಕೆಟಗರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಎಸ್, Let's again come to this topic. Coagulation of blood. See, in this case, the coagulation is the process of clotting, right? Coagulation means it is the process of clotting of blood. If any injury takes place, right? If any injury or trauma that leads the loss of blood, bleeding of blood, that can be checked by forming the clot, right? The clot is called coagulum. How the coagulum get formed annoduna I will show the enzymatic reactions, right? So by using these four factors only we are using. These are the four: fibrinogen, prothrombin, thromboplastin, and calcium ions are compulsory required to form a coagulum. How the coagulum get formed annodana nodona. So at the site of injury you will be getting the thromboplastin release by the damaged cells, right? See, generally consider coagulum. See, this coagulum is nothing but it is the clot, right? It is the clot. Coagulum is nothing but it is the blood clot, right? And this blood clot is due to the network of fibrin. Fibrin means clot. So this network of fibrin is formed by the protein known as fibrinogen, right? Factor number 1 anta ಈಗಿನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ನಾನು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ factor 1 ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, right? Fibrinogen, this fibrinogen is released by synthesized in the liver, right? In the liver. Even for this reaction, for the synthesis of fibrinogen is synthesized or produced in the liver and remains in the plasma. Where it is present, Andre? It is present in the plasma. It is a plasma protein synthesized by the liver. And with the help of or with the role of vitamin K, right? Vitamin K, competitive MCQ, very important. Vitamin K is also required for blood clotting mechanism, right? Vitamin K. Okay, ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಪಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಕೆ. And this vitamin K is required for the synthesis of fibrinogen in the liver, and this remains present in the plasma, right? And this fibrinogen get converted into fibrin by the activities of enzymes. ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? How? See, whenever a damaged tissue, from the damaged tissue, thromboplastin, right? This thromboplastin is released. It is also a factor third. Thromboplastin is released from the damaged tissue, and also the platelet factor 3 is also act as a thromboplastin. Even that also considered as a thromboplastin, platelet factors 3. This one is also considered as thromboplastin, the platelet factors. And this thromboplastin, in the presence of calcium ions, they will convert an inactive prothrombin. Prothrombin is another factor, the second factor 2, right? Prothrombin is usually released in the plasma, again produced by the liver and released into the plasma, and remains as inactive form. And this inactive prothrombin get converted into active thrombin, and this thrombin itself acts as an enzyme. And in the presence of thrombin and fibrinogen, when the fibrinogen reacts with the thrombin, then it becomes fibrin. Fibrin ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? It is insoluble, right? Fibrin is insoluble clot. See, it is the network of fibrin ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀನಿ, and that leads to the formation of the coagulum. That leads to the formation of coagulum, right? See, I will show in reactions. The first thing is the inactive, right? Inactive prothrombin. This one is prothrombin, right? So this is produced in inactive form, right? Inactive prothrombin get converted into thrombin, right? Thrombin. Thrombin is the active form of prothrombin. So in the presence of calcium ions and in the presence of thrombokinase, it is a group of enzymes, right? Thrombokinase. So it is a complex enzyme formed by the thromboplastin, or you can write down here thromboplastin, right? ನೀವು ಥ್ರೋಂಬೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಥ್ರೋಂಬೋಕೈನೇಸ್ complex group. So this enzyme, in the presence of calcium ions, inactive prothrombin, it is also a plasma protein, right? Inactive prothrombin get converted into thrombin, right? And this thromboplastin and the group of thrombokinase, ನೋಡಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ group of enzymes produced by the damaged tissues, ಗಾಯ ಆಗಿರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ and also the platelet factor 3 also considered as a thromboplastin factor, right? So finally what happens? So this fibrinogen is usually soluble and is also a plasma protein. So plus this thrombin, it gives even in the presence of calcium ions, it gives fibrin, right? This one is blood clot, right? Fibrin bantu. So then it results the blood clot. So this one is insoluble. It is the network where the bleeding that should be checked. Okay, ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾವುದು? The network of fibrin. And this fibrin, finally, at the site of injury, it will attract the formed elements of blood. So it will attract and it will absorb, and these formed elements are adhered to the fibrin, and this forms a sort of formed elements. So cells-ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು? So then it create a reddish brown color. Okay, so reddish brown colored scum called scum ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಒಂದು ರೆಡ್ಡಿಶ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಏರಿಯಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಕಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. SCUM, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೆಡ್ಡಿಶ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಕಪ್ಪಗೆ ಅದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬ್ಲೀಡ್ ಆಗೋದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಇದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡ್ರೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡ್ರೈ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಇದನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜಸ್ ಹೀಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೀಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ the blood clotting mechanism, coagulation of blood, it is a special property present in the blood. Need to check the loss, right? Need to check the excessive loss of blood from the body. Otherwise the person will be suffering from the fatal disease known as bleeder's disease. Then if any person suffering from the lacking of this is having a lacking of the blood clotting factors in his body characters antadre, in the genetic mechanism antadru kuda, he will be suffering from that bleeder's disease, right? So this is the mechanism of coagulation of blood. So artha madkole, you need to remember these are the main clotting factors called prothrombin, fibrinogen, even thromboplastin enzyme complex, right, along with the calcium. Thrombin is an active form of prothrombin, right? And this thrombin is also said to be an enzyme. See, all enzymes are proteins, you need to remember, but all proteins are not enzymes, right? So thrombin reacts with the fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is a soluble protein, right? Get converted into, so active insoluble, then it becomes what? Active insoluble, and that is considered as a clot, right? And that clot finally develop adhered with the dead cells, right? Dead cells, and even some cells of the formed elements, and it become a reddish brown structure called scum, which prevent the loss or bleeding, right? So this is how the coagulation of blood can be studied. And next we will move on to the another topic of this chapter, lymph. See, in the body fluids, as I have already told you that the part body fluids, right? There are two fluids. One is blood, right? And other one is lymph. Okay. So, ಈಗ blood complete ಆಯಿತು ನೋಡಿ. In the blood we have studied about the composition of blood. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ recall ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Blood ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ? Composition of blood. Blood composition ಅಲ್ಲಿ plasma plus formed elements, right? Plasma and its composition and its substances, right? ಅದನ್ನು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಒನ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಎರಿಥ್ರೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್, ಲ್ಯೂಕೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ನಾನು. ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ABO ಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ RH ಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್? ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕೋಆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್, ಸರಿನಾ? ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಗೈನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಬ್ಲಡ್ system, we are studying the vascular system. After studying the lymph, again we are entering into the circulatory pathways, right? In the circulatory pathways, I'll discuss the circulatory system, right? I'll discuss the circulatory system along with the blood vessels, arteries and capillaries, all those things, right? So in this class again, so means in the last one more important topic, that is lymph, right? We need to understand what it is. This lymph is also said to be a body fluid, and this also involved in the transporting and movement of molecules in the body, right? So lymph is also involving in the movement of molecules, transporting nutrients, transporting substances in the body as the blood performing. Okay, not as much as the blood performing, but it will also contribute a little to it, right? So let me explain what is a lymphatic system, right? So this lymph and lymphatic system, right? See, consider, I'll take lymphatic. System, right? See, we are having a well developed lymphatic system. So this lymphatic system consisting of lymph, vessels, right? Lymph vessels. In this lymph vessels, lymph capillaries and lymph ducts. There are two, right? So one is lymph, second one is lymph vessels and lymph nodes, right? See, these are the three different parts can be studied under lymphatic system, right? See, first of all, you consider, you take, I'll tell you some concept related to this. Consider, or you take, heart is like this, right? Heart is consider, and from the heart, so this consider, these are the arteries. Yes. Yes, consider arteries. Like this, right? Consider, these are the capillaries, and these are veins, and these are arteries anta ankoli, right? Arteries, veins, capillaries. Generally, arteries will carry blood away from the heart. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, differences between arteries and veins and capillaries, right? So arteries ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ, it will carry, artery will carry blood away from the heart. ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕೆಲಸ? ಆರ್ಟರಿ. ವೇನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್. ವೇನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಟರೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೀಚಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ? ರೀಚಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್, ರೈಟ್? So arteries will carry blood, see the blood carried and reaches into tissues anta ankoli. In the tissues the capillaries are present. See, artery branched to produce the number of the fine capillaries, and finally from the tissues the capillaries link to produce veins. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದು? ವೇನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ವೇನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ಹಾರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ arteries and veins. But between arteries, consider, you take simple, this one is artery, right? So the blood is coming, and then see, this one is vein, right? You take in simplified form, and this one is artery, right? So in the tissues, artery branched into, see, the fine branches, right? And these fine branches are known as capillaries. Capillaries, right? So when the blood is moving in the artery, see, artery will carry blood away from the heart. See, when the heart pumps the blood that enters into arteries, in the arteries generally pressure will be more. Generally the pressure will be more in the arteries, and their lumen is also broad, this lumen, right? And finally when it reaches into the tissues, consider this one is tissue. When it reaches into tissues, then it becomes capillaries, right? And obviously what happens in the capillaries, the lumen size inside the capillary, the lumen size is very less, right, compared to the lumen of the artery, right. ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇನ್ನು ಚಿಕ್ಕ 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 ಪೈಪ್ಗಳಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫೈನ್ ಕೆಪಿಲರೀಸ್, ರೈಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫೈನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್, ಫೈನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, the pressure is obviously more compared with that of in case of arteries. And one more thing, pressure ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ the capillary wall is, see the capillary, I'll enlarge one capillary, right. The capillary wall is made up of squamous epithelium. This one is endothelium ಅಂತನೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, squamous epithelium. Thin flattened cells are present in the squamous epithelium, and here and there will be minute pores also present in the capillaries. The minute pores are also found to be present. As the blood is moving in the capillary, see, as the blood is moving in the capillary, the blood is moving, right. While moving, the little, nodi, based on or because of the pressure present in the capillary, the little amount of blood, a little amount of blood get leak out of this capillary. But ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the little amount of blood will be oozes out ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And except RBCs, ನೋಡಿ, you need to remember the blood consisting of the fluid matrix known as plasma, right. And that plasma, ನೋಡಿ, plasma get oozes out from these pores. ನೋಡಿ, ಪೋರ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ವಾಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆಗೆ ಲೀಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And that plasma consisting of even few WBCs, few WBCs, plasma, and small proteins, even small protein molecules, right, even some small protein molecules, plasma, and few WBCs except RBCs. ಇಲ್ಲಿ RBCs ಯಾವುದು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, RBCs will stay back here only, right. So that plasma, the little amount of plasma get oozes out from the capillaries, it will oozes out from the capillaries and accumulated in the tissues, ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. And that plasma consisting of the few WBCs, specifically lymphocytes, I will tell you, specifically lymphocytes and the small protein molecules along with the plasma get oozes out from the capillaries and accumulated in the tissues. And this one is known as lymph, and it is generally colorless fluid. Why it is colorless? Because RBCs are not there, not present in the lymph. Okay, they will not come out of these capillaries. Blood in the ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, right. And the lymph is accumulated in the tissues and is known as tissue fluid. ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ? It is also known as tissue fluid, and this tissue fluid is also known as, one more term is there, that is interstitial fluid. You need to remember this term, interstitial, INTERSTITIAL, interstitial fluid. ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ? Interstitial fluid is also called tissue fluid. See, in the tissue, as we are knowing, the tissue is made up of cells, right? So here the cells are present. So in the intercellular spaces, of these cells, so the tissue fluid get accumulated, and that tissue fluid is known as lymph. So ಹೇಗೆ lymph formation ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ಡ್. ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯಿತು? ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ, ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೆಪಿಲರೀಸ್, ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ದ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ it will oozes out from the capillaries into tissues, right? So this will be regulated by the lymphatic vessels. So this lymph, when get oozes out from the capillaries and accumulated in the tissues, so this will carrying the proteins, carrying the few WBCs, right? And almost all, it is a tissue fluid and is again required back to blood. Yes or no? ವಾಪಸ್ ಅದು ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಟು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ. So to regulate this, there is a system of blood vessels antivalla. Similarly, the system of lymph vessels are there. So in the lymph vessels, you will be considering the two. One is capillaries. So these capillaries, what they will do andre, so these are the minute capillaries having the closed ends. These are the capillaries present in the tissues like this, and they will take back the lymph, right? And again they will take back the lymph. But capillary andre hige closed end irutte capillary ge. So these capillaries, ಈ ಇಂಕ್ ಪಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇಂಕ್ ಪಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ ದ capillaries again it is the wall, its wall is just like a blood capillary wall, and here specifically the cells are like this. They are arranged with a specific way where this fluid can be taken back into these lumen of the lymph capillaries, and this will be continuously collected from the capillaries, continuously collected, and they open into the ducts. The second one is duct. But lymph ducts anta mention madide. Lymph capillaries and ducts. They will take back the entire lymph found to be present in the tissues, and collecting the lymph. That collected lymph again send back to the blood veins. ವಾಪಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ again they will send back to the veins. Generally it will open into the veins, blood veins. So this is how the ducts can be again considered into two ducts. One is left and other one is right ducts. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಥರ ಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ. There are two main ducts are present, and these main ducts receives the entire, means all lymph capillaries, and send and open into subclavian duct anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, or else so directly opens into the vein anta ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. You need to remember that much. Yes, so these capillaries will collect lymph back and open into duct, and the ducts are called lymph ducts, and that lymph ducts open into the blood veins, the large veins of the body, right? So this is how the lymphatic system is represented. And one more thing, while collecting and so sending back into the veins, so obviously what happens, if our body tissues are infected anta ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಏನಾದರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, even the bacteria will enter into the plasma, right? The bacteria, and what happens sir, so blood ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ರೈಟ್? ಏನಾದರೂ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಆ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, that can be removed in the where I'll show the certain areas of the lymphatic system known as lymph nodes. See, consider, so these are the Let's consider this one is lymphatic duct, right? And these are, consider lymphatic or lymph capillaries, right? Lymph capillaries. So here in this, when the lymph capillaries will collecting the lymph from the tissues and sent back to the veins, right? And here see, so this lymphatic duct opens into the blood vein, right? Blood vein. This one is blood vein. See, in this case, these are said to be here and there. You will be getting the number of nodes. This one is called lymph nodes, right? These are called lymph nodes. Where here in these nodes, the presence of lymphocytes. Presence of lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are how? These are the WBCs. These are the WBCs. Hence the name lymph. Lymph consisting of WBCs, specifically lymphocytes, not the neutrophils. Neutrophils are absent. Neutrophils, more number of neutrophils found to be present in blood. But lymphocytes are present in the lymph. And these lymphocytes are specifically present in the nodes. When the when the lymph is coming back to the vein, right? Coming back to the blood vein and the circle while moving, so here and there are controlling center or the checkpoints, checkpost will be there, and checkpost like action will be there anta artha madkoli. Illi lymphocytes anta irutte. These lymphocytes, they will destroy the pathogens, means blood purification takes place. And the blood purification, and it is not a blood, but it is a plasma consisting of any consisting of pathogens anta ankoli, right? Lymphal enadru pathogens idre, that can be removed, right? And that can be filtered and again sent back to the blood veins. And these lymph nodes are very much important and they are playing a very important role. If any infections are seen, generally, if when you go to a doctor hatra hodre, generally he will check in the region of neck and just below the ears, right? ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ವೈ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಜನರಲಿ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಏನಾದರೂ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸೊ ಜನರಲಿ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣನೇ ದೀಸ್ ರೀಜನ್ಸ್, ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲಿಂಫ್ ನೋಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಿಂಫ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಲಿಂಫ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇನ್ ನಂಬರ್, ಯೂಶಲಿ ಇನ್ ದ ರೀಜನ್ ಆಫ್ ನೆಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೀಜನ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಪಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿನ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ. ಗ್ರೋಯಿನ್ ರೀಜನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ, ಆರ್ಮ್ ಪಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮೂರು ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಂಫ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ರೈಟ್? ಮೂರು ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ ದ ರೀಜನ್ ಆಫ್ ನೆಕ್, second one is in the region of armpits and the groin regions anta heltivi, groin regions, right? These are the three regions of the body. So in these three regions, so the lymph nodes are, more number of lymph nodes are found to be present, right? So this is how the lymphatic system can be studied. And even the lymph organs antane nammalli, in case of spleen, nodi, spleen is said to be lymph organ. Spleen is a lymph organ, and even thymus is a lymph organ. Thymus, okay, thymus. And Peyer's patches anta barutte in the intestine. Peyer's patches, they are also called lymph organs. Thymus is a lymph organ. Even appendix is a lymph organ. So these are the lymph organs. So you need to remember. And tonsils, thymus, right? Tonsils, I'll write. So note down: lymph organs, thymus, spleen, tonsils, Peyer's patches, and appendix. appendix. These are all said to be lymph organs where you will be getting this formation of lymphocytes and controlling center lymph nodes. And lymph nodes are largely seen in the region of neck, in the region of armpit, in the region of groin area, So this is how the lymph and its system can be recognized. So this is a very simple information I have given, but in case of NCERT they are mentioned in very less information given. So that much of information is enough, but for competitive purpose you need to remember the things about the lymph nodes and where the WBCs are found to be present. They are called lymphocytes, and they will purify the blood if any pathogens found to be present in the lymph, so that can be removed. And basically lymph is a colorless fluid consisting of proteins. See, generally it acts as a media, interstitial fluid antare, and even considered as tissue fluid, and this tissue fluid act as an immediate external environment of the cells antanu helbodu. ಈಗ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ in the tissues the cells are found to be present, and the cells with intercellular spaces where you will get the fluid, right? So with the help of this fluid the movement of molecules also takes place. The transport of nutrients and oxygen, carbon dioxide can be considered even from between. See here, for example, the cells are there. Between the cells the fluid is present, and between the cells and capillary the fluid is present, and fluid is act as a media for movement of the molecules, right? So thus it is also considered as a body fluid that involved in the movement of molecules, movement of molecules in the body, right? So this is from the cell and to the cell. So as I have already told you in the first class, so the movement of the nutrients, movement of waste substances, oxygen, carbon dioxide, essential substances into the cells and from the cells. So this is what I am going to tell you, the exact process of circulation, right? So hope you are enjoying the classes. In the next class we will start with the circulatory pathways, a very important topic, circulatory pathways. We will learn the different circulatory pathways, and we will study the human circulatory system, right? Thank you. Have a nice day.